Alright, round one of this sealed event, we're playing against LSB versus RJH. Cool. Hello and good luck. I think in this format, especially in sealed, it is appropriate to draw first. So I'm actually not going to play first. It's just, there's very few aggro decks happening, I would imagine. That was definitely the case with the pre-releases. That was a little skewed towards Dragon's Maze. There's more Dragon's Maze boosters. I think in draft, you have to be a little careful. Here we're going to keep. We have a 2 and a 3 drop, and we have a bunch of black sources to get us to our 4s, and really, this is exactly what we're planning on doing. Would you like to mull the 6? No, thanks. We're just looking to get there. Ooh, goodbye sound. Alrighty. And yeah, if we can just get some swamp action in the near future, then we're going to be pretty set with our various spells here. I'm so excited to see what other people... Hey, look, and we got our black. We're going to bring out the mountain first because we have a little bit more... we have our early double red that I'd rather have than like the Grizzly Spectacle double black. Now, I want to remember what Doorkeeper does. I have my 3 defenders going already, so... Alright, so we can get some mill value as needed. And my opponent's just playing a key rune. That is very good for us. Alright, and we have our colors. And our defenders. Who knows, maybe this is going to be a mill win right here with Dusk Mantle Seer and Ogre Jailbreaker. Playing against red and black does not excite me in terms of removal, but such is life. Alright, here comes the first big guy. Knight of Obligation. Okay, that I can deal with. A little bit of Extort trigger, but that's about it. Alright, Dusk Mantle Seer. So I'm going to see just how awesome this guy is. It gives each player a little bit of card advantage. I did not build anything around this. It's more just like, hey, here's a 4/4 flyer, and then I'm going to trust that I can kind of get there. And in this format, that might just be a little lucky, but I think getting a 4/4 flyer super fast is going to be kind of key here. So we'll get our double black on. Oh yeah, gotta remember what Labra Crew does here. Glad that happened. Cool. Can't F6 because I'm gonna forget something with Labra Crew or whatever. All right, what are you playing here? LSB, Rorik Thar. Okay, that's an issue. There's definitely going to be an issue. All right. So, depending upon what Dusk Mantle Seer opens up for us, we might be in quite a race situation. Each player reveals. Yep, reveal. So I took 4, my opponent took 3, and has life gain coming. That's going to be a bummer. Actually, let's keep this open. And I know my opponent has Bloodfray Giant. That is something to note. And I can't play it yet. So we're attacking for 4, that's for sure. Although, actually, so here's a weird train of thought. Rorik Thar has to attack this turn. Maybe I just play my Ogre Jailbreaker and double block. I'm so not excited for that, but I have to deal with Rorik Thar somehow, and right now my defenders aren't going to cut it. Alternative is I attack in for 4, 11. I don't know if Doorkeeper is going to be around long enough to matter, so I guess kind of chump here. Maybe I just play my Metropolis Sprite and chump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think for now I'm okay chumping, and I'll do the double block later as needed. I do have two creatures that can eventually trade for Rorikthar, and actually I could double block with these with the Metropolis Sprite as well. So cool. That's going to be the game plan. We're just going to see if I can win the race here. So there's that. We play our Sprite. We pass the turn. I think it'll really depend on the Duskmantle Seer's next activation and the luck of that. Not that I like playing on luck, but... So my opponent can go up to 14 as needed right now. Up to 15. What's going on, LSB? So I'm just jumping with Metropolis Sprite, which isn't awesome, but I was making that call just to kind of see where the, oh, okay. So we'll block here, and here. Is that it? We'll do this. We'll do a mill. See what Duskmantle Seer brings on for everybody. Alright, so neither of us... So I lost 2 life and my opponent didn't lose any, so that's going to be an issue. Humana humana ho. Humana 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 ho. I'm considering playing Duskmantle Guildmage, but then it's a 2-for-1. Nah, we'll just go ahead and get our Jailbreaker down, and we're going to have to do this double block here, and we'll lose our Duskmantle Seer, and hopefully we'll be able to come back with some of our other spells here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we will dump both of these cards for more options. I care more about this than anything else. I don't need to worry too much. My opponent has to bash in, so we'll just do a double. I hope that my opponent doesn't have anything to really pound me with. I do like the choice my opponent has when I double block, because, to be honest, Ogre Jailbreaker is probably better than Duskmantle Seer as of right now. The main thing to be concerned about is if there is a trick, and it can blow me out, but I think I just have to try to go for it right now. Cool. So that worked very well. I think it was very risky considering my opponent had 5 cards in hand and pretty much any mana to go for, but Rorikthar has to be handled. And now as the board stands, I think we're a little bit ahead. We definitely have a little bit more going on. And the only thing that my opponent has above me is more cards in hand. But luckily, we actually do have action here. Now, what's my opponent going with? An Assault Griffin. Okay. With Extort. And step? Oh, stomping ground. Okay. Interesting. Took the 2 life there. So what else are you playing? Don't need that anymore. Cruel Warrior with Extort. That makes sense. And that only costs 1 and does me an extra damage. And Cruel Warrior now is going to be a 5/5 as needed. Okay. So, we're going to be punishing the enemy very soon. The question is, how and to who? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All we have is this 2/2, so we don't have attack, so we're going to go ahead and pass the turn. Yeah, who do I want to be blocking? Who do I want to be killing with my punish the enemy? The Assault Griffin is kind of the guy I want to go for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this Cruel Warrior can actually get pretty out of hand. So I am a little worried about it. But I can be doing 3 damage plus 3 mil. My opponent has I have a 4-turn clock with these guys. Oh, so that's cool. My opponent doesn't want to attack with Cruel Warrior. That makes it very easy for me to know what to do. We're going to punish some enemies here. Hold on. Choose target player. Boom. Sorry, for some reason I was going creature then player. I didn't know what was happening. I just haven't played that card yet. Had to pay attention. Alright. And follow-up is... Wow. Big. Risen Sanctuary. Yeah. That's a big boy. Now we just need ways to start jumping. Wow, that's gonna be kind of a beating. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, my opponent... I can get rid of all of my opponent's guys, but I can only attack with the Duskmantle Guildmage right now. That's not super helpful. If my opponent attacks in with Risen Sanctuary, that's not too helpful. I gotta think this through, because I think what I will be doing... 3, 6... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Playing out my land, so my opponent knows I'm doing stuff. And then, I might just be chump blocking with Duskmantle Guildmage after doing an activation. Because if I do a 6 activation, that's going to be 4 points of damage. My opponent will be down to 5. And then I'll have Cyclonic Rift up. The thing is, I don't have ways to deal damage, but at least that gives me a little bit of time. But I think that means I need a Bloodfray Giant in play, correct? 1, 2, 4, and then I don't have those points of damage in. This is tricky. I don't think I want to take 8 damage here. For now, though, we are going to do Bloodfray Giant. I don't want to unleash it, because I don't think I can afford to. I forget this is a card in opponent's graveyard from anywhere. So it can gain, or it can do a little bit more than just a couple points of damage. Alright, so my opponent is sending in the attackers. So, who gets to block where? Do I just want to eat a guy and then have some chumps up? I think that's going to have to be the case. I want to protect Bloodfray Giant, because I think that 4 points of damage is going to be kind of key, even though that still doesn't give us a permanent solution to getting rid of Risen Sanctuary. Okay, so you're chumping. I think. We'll see. You go there, because I want to eat you. Actually, no. You go there. You go there. Nope, lying again. You go there, and you go there. I think that's what I want to do, because I want to protect the Bloodfray Giant. Thing is, the Bloodfray Giant could block the Knight of Obligation. Yeah, I lied. We're going here, 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 with you there. If he wants to kill the Doorkeeper, then he's killing Doorkeeper. We're not winning by milling anyway. And then if there's a trick that kills the Bloodfray Giant, then I might have to use the Cyclonic Rift right now and just hope that I have another way to deal with Risen Sanctuary. And I need to play quickly, because this game's going down right now. Dang, what is this? Oh, that's just a pump. Yes, that was expected. Looks like that's it. As we'll get some mill on. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. And a follow-up? Yep. Okay. So, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. Unfortunately, I don't think I can cast it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How do I bash in through these guys? If I do Cyclonic Rift now, boink, and I attack in with Bloodfray Giant, and my opponent doesn't block, then we're good. If I wait till next turn, yeah, I think I can stay alive. If I wait till next turn, and then at end step bounce them all, then we're good. So that's what has to happen here. We have to chump Risen Sanctuary with the Ogre Jailbreaker. We're going to take 5, 6 damage, but we have 10 to survive. And then, yeah, so end step, we're Cyclonic Rifting everybody. That's the game plan. And we will hope to get there. I have to be disciplined and not play my Cyclonic Rift at combat, because I cannot afford for my opponent to replay these during a main phase. So I've got to go about this very carefully. Let's do a chump there. Actually, if my opponent pays 6, 5, 6... 4, 5, 6. No, because there's still enough mana to also play the Pegasus. What you got, opponent? So our Songbirds? Okay. That exists. We're waiting for end step. Now we're at end step. Seven. That'll include the Demir Key rune, by the way. But again, we did end step, so my opponent should not be able to replay these guys. Oh no! A counterspell? Oh no, a putrefy. Well, that's definitely going to be an issue. So that does not quite get it there for us. Bummer. So close. Well, in any case, we'll play our Shanktail. May not be the best thing to show my opponent that, but whatever. We gotta play to some outs here. And play quickly. Quickly, quickly, quickly! If I lose, I'm gonna have 12 minutes to win the next game. Alright guys, I'm gonna be quiet and not talk much. I think, unless my opponent doesn't do anything. I could be F60 now, just out of needing to make sure my clock is okay. I think I'm good. And these are the right play for my opponent. Basilica Screecher helps. Part of it is just staying alive for now. My opponent does have attacks in with this Cruel Warrior in 2 turns. I'm gonna go here. I mean, I'm fine with my opponent pumping that because that's the same as playing Risen Sanctuary. So that's just kind of how it has to go down. And here comes Risen Sanctuary. I presume. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Oh. Crazy. That's pretty cool. I don't know all these Fuse cards yet, and that's a pretty fun one. Yeah. Draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Oof. So note to self. There aren't discards. But there is Toil and Trouble, so maybe I want to play some of my lands. Okay. That was a super fun game. Yeah. Question now is, what do I care about? So, this is an option. After all, there was a Clue Stone. Looks like Massive Raid with our different defenders is also quite an option. Not too sure how much I enjoyed my Duskmantle Seer. No, I liked it. 4/4 flyer that quick. He just got out his Rurkthar quicker than anything else we had. I don't think Duskmantle Mage is going to do a whole lot. We're not playing the quick game with our opponent, so maybe I'll just bring in this Massive Raid instead. Well, it might be too hard to cast though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I have 7 plus the prophetic prism. Should kind of get there. It's just to deal with bigger issues. Do I have better ways, though? I do. I have much better ways to deal with his bigger drops. So Mind Rot we definitely want in. Gatekeepers, the 2/2 wasn't super. They had a lot of big toughness guys. They could kill something, but again, with the inconsistency of it, there's nothing I want to pull out for that. And then with our flyers, he didn't have any major flyers. We saw that Assault Griffin, and we saw the whatchamacallit, the 1/3 Pegasus. I'm bringing this guy just to deal with Assault Griffin more than Xanakiv Locust, even though the Scav and Xanakiv Locust can really help us deal with his huge dudes. I think the 3/5 is going to be a little bit better here. Again, this ability doesn't matter. It's just a 3/5 flyer. And then after that, I don't think there's anything else we have to jump on in here. I think we'll keep it this way now, with those little tweaks. Would you like to play first? No thanks. I'm still happy to draw. Cool. We're good. We have our Blood Freight Giant. We could get somewhat aggressive if we want. Alright, time to play quickly. I hope. That's my game plan. To win 2 grindy games for this match in 11 minutes. No. This could work, assuming, since my opponent mulligans down to oblivion. Guildgate. Go. Play our Guildgate next, unless there is magically a 2-drop that we care about. If I care more about getting Blood Freight Giant on turn. Yeah. We're good with that. And my opponent's stuck on some mana, so that's very good news for us. We are going to go ahead and play the Denizen before Lobber Crew in order to put some pressure on my opponent. And that's exactly what we have going now. So, yes. All right. Yeah. So my opponent was like, yeah, there's just no coming back from that. Which is pretty true, especially with our hands. So that was pretty lucky, especially because now we have 10 minutes to finish out our match. So there's actually a little bit more time to have that all play out. Do we like what we have still with our deck? I can't remember what some of these cards I kind of just dismissed when I first read them are. So I'm just double checking these. Also, things like Survey the Wreckage, reevaluating. This one was completely unplayable, Return to Ravnica, but Destroy Target Land now with all of the different 5-color hunkadoos that are coming down are actually pretty interesting cards to be paying attention to. It doesn't change for this particular matchup. Maybe, no, I forgot this is a sorcery, not an instant. I was going to say this could be maybe good for Rurikthar. No, I think I like how we sideboarded in here. Let's try this again. Alright. What is LSB going to do? Do I want them all? I've got a black, a red, and nothing else. Yeah, we got them all. Alright, this sucks, but yeah, I think it's better than what we had, because we can at least play our spells, and, we're not looking to get super low. We'll start there. I'll probably play Dimir Guildgate out next turn, even though I could get Doorkeeper sooner, but I don't think that's going to be particularly relevant. Same with having Prophetic Prism. I'd rather just have my Dimir Guildgates down, or this Guildgate down, have my 3 colors ripped and ready for action. And hey, a Clue Stone, which, again, we will be playing out right now. Can I do... So we're just getting into our mana base here, and now we can just start drawing some of our powerful spells. We could be in some good shape. Centaur Healer? No, that guy. Okay, that's a guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 allows us a... Prophetic Prism. And a Punish the Enemy. Alright. And then, so we'll just go ahead and do Lava Crew. Probably a Centaur Healer or something like that to evolve by Battering Krasis. Yep, Syndic of Tides. We'll probably be punishing the Krasis on our next turn. We'll block. Oh yeah, Summoning Sickness. Gotta be careful on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we will pass the turn. So now it's a matter of who draws out of their respective screw sooner. I'm a little bit flooded here, so if I can draw some powerful spells, I'm all good. But my opponent, who's drawing lands now, and that's kind of the issue. We'll go ahead and block here. Then we'll do Punish the Enemy. Player first, then target. Yes. Gotta pay attention to these things. What's this during combat? Oh, burn. That's a thing, alright. Good to know that my opponent has that. Nice Fuse card. Definitely a fan. Here comes that guy. There's no point to do the Clue Stone now. I mean, I am going to crack it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we have plenty of the mana that we need. I'd rather just be drawing a card. But so I won't be able to play anything that I do draw. It's not really important. So we'll do that at the end of turn. Vassal Soul with Extort. Alrighty, so that's pretty cool. We had a couple of dudes up. 4, 5. Yeah, I think I'm going to save Void Wielder for a different turn. We're just going to play the Shank Tail down. And we will play our land. And then we can do a little bit of a mill next turn. should definitely be f6 on my turn, so my opponent's tapped out, and I'm trying to save time. This should keep Syndic of Tides from attacking. We'll see if that is accurate or not. Fire will start pinging away at us. But who knows, maybe we'll get a little bit more damage in than my opponent. Very worried about my opponent's ability to get some very powerful spells on the board with 5 cards in hand. Because that means probably those cards are what's happening in his hand. Whereas I have to draw into them, and my opponent just has to draw lands for them. Stellar Songbirds. Okay. And Extort. Not fun, but that's part of it. And now we go 1, 2, 3. Milia. Maze Glider. That's pretty cool. That's pretty much exactly what I needed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and attack with the VO Shield Shanktail. I think my opponent can triple block, at which point I'm okay with that. There we are. Then hopefully that helps keep my opponent's assault at bay. Question is, do I want to be going on the aggressive? And I think I do. I kind of want to race before, you know, a big old something comes down. Oh, Putrefy. Alright, well, that's that. We're taking 3 in the air here. Probably attacking with everything. We'll take this extra cellar. We'll do that. Mind Rot. Oof. Do I dare wait and let my opponent pick the 2? I think now we do just get rid of the bird, because hey, at least that'll help. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Just stem some of the bleeding. It does get rid of a token, so why not? Yes. Now it's all about the air anyway. I think we'll Mind Rot next turn anyway. Just, yeah, it gives my opponent the, you know, the choice of what to get rid of, but clearly my opponent's stuck on some lands. We just gotta hope that we're getting some value out of all of this. Okay. Oof, that's a bummer. So we're definitely just on defense now and a little bit of mill, and then my opponent with the flyer has the upper hand at the moment. At least Risen Sanctuary's gone. Interesting that the Rumbleback was here. My opponent could have cast it. Yep. Bummer. Ooh, there's Rurik Thar. As worried about. That's not going to do a whole lot. We're just going to have to start chumping away. But hey, it keeps us in the game. Three, four, five, six. Do I just two-throw myself right now with Rurik Thar? Oh, it'd be a 3-for-1 if I wanted to do that. So this is going to be a Chumperoo. Trade off the soul. It's going to have to be. I basically need to draw a Grizzly Spectacle. I need something that can deal with Rurik Thar and just outright kill it. Okay. Block in there. Block in there. Blocking here. And blocking here. Those are the blocks. We're trading. And we're milling. Assuming you let me. There we go. Ooh, Arrest. Good card. Ooh, and another flyer comes down. Getting more and more out of reach here. Because, yeah, that ain't doing it. But hey, let's have some fun. Three. This is the end, guys. Such a bummer. I really like the deck. Of course, when there are this many bombs, it's pretty hard to deal with. So we'll start there. And yeah, I still like the build. I still think we built the most powerful deck that our sealed had. I don't think that the one win out of the luck was the best showcasing of this deck. I think both games were pretty fun and pretty grindy, even though you can see I totally did not have at any point the upper hand here. I'm wondering if it was correct to mulligan at the start of this game. I'm not too sure. I do know this is really fun. Well, my opponent's probably like, please just be done. Just finish. Let me kill you. You're at 1. Oh yeah, and we're at toil. We'll concede. Alrighty. Round 2. I'm sure they're waiting for us. Let's get to it.